for this season. And people have weighed in, what he should be doing, what he's, not focusing on, or, after this, because I really was, after they turned him down and he didn't win, that challenge, if you would, for lack of a better word, but I was like, all right, it's time to play football. But I'll give him till Friday, and if this doesn't work, then it is really time for Antonio Brown to just really have to deal with it. I know he doesn't want to have to deal with it. It's easy for me to say my career or my body is not on the line. With this, he feels a certain way about this helmet. I think some of it is division, but I think it's more of a comfort level, and it does something for him mentally to put him at ease so he can do his job. But at the end of the day, they have always had, helmets. I'm sure many of players, because they talked about Brady and other players, and they did get I think Brady got a grievance for 1 year, so maybe he will get that. But at this point, I just think after Friday's ruling, whatever it is, it's time to play ball, and it's just time to deal with it. You fought it, and you did whatever it is that, that was eligible to do. And that's it. And lastly, I'll say about Hard Knocks. I myself, normally, from Hard Knocks, I can, tell like, all right, how is this a team season going to go from this Hard Knocks? And Hard Knocks has had, it follow up with some bad seasons for teams. I'm not ready to just say they're going to have a horrible season. I think they could, I'm not going to say 500, but I don't see them, winning only 2 games or only 3 games. I could see them winning 6 or 7 games this season. They got a lot of stuff that they got to deal with. They got a lot of young guys that they got to get up to speed on. And again, you got second year, back in the business, John Gruden. How are they going to respond when they face some type of adversity? Because a lot of that stuff that he's talking about, yeah, it's all fine and dandy right now. But when you get your roster and then, if you guys lose the first 2 games, how's everything going to be at that point? So we'll keep an eye on Hard Knocks, and, next episode will be next Tuesday. So obviously on Wednesday's show, we'll be talking about it once again. And then we'll be really getting ready to roll into the regular season before you know it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back from the break, and then we'll get back into some more football news. And I'm going to talk about a new league starting up, talk about my division review, and someone I am very, very, very excited to talk about this news about somebody that just got paid. So we'll talk about that and more. It's the Wait a Minute Show. We'll be back after these words.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute Show. That's right, Jelani, Lopan, indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute Show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you then.
Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 170 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, well, living. So give me, Doug Stewart, your local New York Life agent, a call. I can help you build a solid financial future to help you and your family be good at life. You can reach me at 678-770-8073 or look for me at NewYorkLife.com.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drinking Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break, and you are listening to
It's the Wait a Minute Show
on X Squad Radio Network. So remember, TDSS5, October 18th, 19th, and 20th. We're coming up on that real soon. So if you have not made your reservations in the ATL, make sure you make it reservations in the ATL. You can just go to xsquadaffiliates.com to get more information. But also, do not forget the Helping Hands silent auction that will be going down here in Dallas, Georgia as well, to help and benefit people who need help. It's not just a holiday. It's always, people needing help on there. And you can go to email them at helpinghandsofpc, PC, P as in Paul, C as in cat, at gmail.com. So do not forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break again, and we are talking sports. We are talking football. We are talking specifically professional football. How about that? So let me start off. Oh, actually, before I start off on that, let me jump in the chat room because I saw someone just put a question. Real People Music said, "Do you feel the helmet is just posturing because the foot is worse than he is letting on, and he doesn't want to look like he lost a step?" Real People, I never really thought about that, and you bring up a good point because I wouldn't put anything past Antonio Brown. As this whole helmet thing actually has been a distraction from his feet. His feet were the big story, and then this whole helmet. So I wouldn't put it past Antonio Brown doing that, and he probably never had an issue with the helmet to begin with. So you know what? You got a good point there. Remember, I talked about this, last week, I want to say, is that, remember, he went with the whole Mr. Big Chest and all that stuff. And once when he got traded, we never heard anything about Mr. Big Chest ever again. So, yeah. You bring up a good point. This could be just all, a distraction, a misdirection to bring the focal point, to the head instead of to the feet. So that's a good point to bring out. So kudos to you, Real People. So back to what we were talking about. There is a new league that is coming out. We heard the AAF tried it. I thought it was going to be successful. Boy, was I wrong. And they end up folding, after maybe about 5 or 6 weeks? Indeed. Yeah, the low pants. So now the XFL is on deck, and they will be launching their league once again in 2020. And I'm not going to say, how well this league is going to do because I learned my lesson on that. But I know Vince McMahon, who is the person behind the whole XFL, I think he has done it absolutely totally different than what he did before. It's more focused on football. It's not focused on a show or entertainment or anything like that. It's about football. But basically, this thing is real. This thing is happening because now they have announced the 8 teams that will be playing, or 8 franchises that will be playing in the XFL. And this is scheduled to be released February of 2020, the weekend after the Super Bowl. So the teams are, and these are the cities that they're in. There's 8 of them, of course. The Dallas Renegades, DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks. Wow. What else we got? The Los Angeles Wildcats, New York Guardians, St. Louis Battlehawks, Seattle Dragons. These are some different names. And the Tampa Bay Vipers. So 7 of these teams are already in NFL football cities. And you really, I guess you could say 8 because St. Louis was an NFL city before they went to Los Angeles. So I think this is a good move, for the XFL to put them in cities where football is still pertinent and where now the challenge is that you're going to have someone that you're trying to get that. I mean, New York, for example, the New York Guardians, you got the Jets and you got the Giants. So what is going to be, or how receptive is this team going to be coming in after, the football season? That's a good thing because it's not going to be going up against the NFL, nor should it be. But how are you going to get people in the seats to, and say, you know what, I need to go to a Guardians game. Now, if they're starting to play, New Yorkers will follow because they'll be like, yo, our team is sorry, son. We're bad, B. And they'll go with a team that's winning. But Los Angeles Wildcats, that's going to be a challenge in itself. We talked about this 2 weeks ago about, the battle for L.A. You got the Clippers, you got the Lakers, you got the Dodgers, you got the Rams, you got the Chargers. You got the MLS. You got so many franchises, that's in L.A. So there are going to be some challenges, I think, with that to get people to come to these games. But obviously they must have some blueprint or structure, if you will, as far as like how this is going to be done. Now, the team in St. Louis, I think that is a good look. The Battlehawks, because they've been missing a football team since the Rams left. So obviously they are wanting to see some football. So you got a good chance of getting people in the seats. And then the other thing, even though I kind of, question the cities that they're in, and this is no knock on some of the cities that before, but, they used to play the XFL. They had a team in Birmingham. Now, that I'm sure that was great for Birmingham. But again, it was more selling it as a wrestling / football event, and I think that would pass off in Birmingham. But as far as like just doing a football related team in Birmingham, which is a small market and a smaller market than a lot of these other cities that they have now. Yeah, I wouldn't go back to a city like Birmingham. And then that's no knock on Beham. I love Beham. I've been over there plenty of times and, I've had a lot of fun and a lot of W's, when I went over in Birmingham. So, but as far as like for the business side of this, I think, with these cities, this is going to be probably a good look. Now, again, they're going to be trying to stay afloat. That's the thing. Do you have enough money to pay people? Do you have, the right people in place? And again, I thought the AAF was definitely in place with, former players as coaches. And then they were actually bringing in professional people. So this is going to be, their challenge. Andrew Luck, and why am I Oliver Luck? Andrew Luck is the son of Oliver Luck. He is the commissioner. So he is tasked with, making this league be a success. But ladies and gentlemen, the XFL is on its way. So get ready. And actually, when you get a chance, go to the XFL. It's on Twitter at XFL 2020. So you can look at some of the promo videos that they have for all the teams. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. Just keep the wrestlers away. Keep all that other stuff out where it needs to be. And just not on the football field. And they may be, all right. Now, our next topic, and this is, we've been talking probably the past 5-6 weeks. We've been talking about divisions.